Hello, everyone. Welcome to Three Dads Gaming 9 to 5 Review, where we talk about games from the past, present, and future and give you our perspective from it, Dad's perspective. Today, we're going to talk about a co op only game known as Split Fiction.
Welcome to Raider Publishing, where stories come to life.
Hi, I got an invitation. I'm a writer.
Oh, great. Go ahead and fill in your information, and then make your way over to the elevators.
Okay. Wait, hold the door! Whew, that was close. Hi. Excuse me? Can I ask you something? Have you been published before? Nope. No, me neither. Whew. My parents always say I should quit writing and get a real job, but look at me now. So what's your story about? It's science fiction. Oh, sci-fi. Sci-fi's cool. I write fantasy. Look, I don't mean to be rude and all, but I really don't do small talk. Oh, okay.
So we're going to break down this review into different sections. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about our personal experience with the game, whether we liked it, whether it was fun, all these factors. We're going to talk about the fun factor on our end. The second thing we're going to break down is the game worth it? Is the amount of money you're putting in to buy the game worth the amount of time you're going to get out of the game? So what you don't want to do, and I know this personally, spend so much money on a game that you end up never playing because you don't fit the perspective. You don't fit the way the game was made. You're not the audience for the game. Or even if you are the audience, you're just the dad and you don't have the time for it. So we want to make sure we break down the price perspective. Finally, we want to break down, is it worth it from a time perspective? Are you going to be able to get time out of this game? This will include factors such as, what is the age range for the game? Are you able to play this in front of your kids? When are you going to be able to find time to play it from a logical perspective? And how different views that you may have on what you do with gaming will affect your experience overall. So we'll break it down into those three things: our experience, the price, and the time. All right, so Split Fiction. What is Split Fiction and how did it work out for us? Well, as we mentioned at the beginning, Split Fiction is a co op only game where two people have to work together. Now, when we say co op only, it literally is co op only. This is not an experience you can do on your own. It is an action adventure game that mixes different genres in it as well. So essentially, if you're looking for a game that has a little bit of platforming, a little bit of action and adventure, a little bit of side scrolling things, you'll find a piece of all of that throughout the game as you start to play it. The fun thing about it, though, is because it is a co op only game, you're both participating in the same environment at the same time. And because of that, you can actually mess with each other or help each other out. Some of the best elements that you have in the game include co op puzzle solving together as a team, meaning that what I do is going to affect what happens on his end and vice versa. This may be in sections where we are together working with one another, or it could be in sections where we're completely separate from one another and we have to communicate to get through whatever section we're trying to get through. And so this creates an environment where you have to basically work together as a team, make sure that everything is working well with one another, and have that synergy with the person you're working with. I personally can't imagine trying to play this game with someone I absolutely do not like, get along with, or even have the ability to communicate with. So if you're looking for a great game that's great to ruin a marriage, this might be it, or it may strengthen the marriage altogether. Anyways, that's just a quick recap of how the game plays and how it works. Now let's go into our personal takes as dads and really talk through whether this is something we would recommend or something that we would say hold off on.
So yeah, Split Fiction was a really well-made game. It brings together two different individuals, one known as Mio and the other one known as Zoe, and their ideas and their thoughts of what a book should be. Mio is more sci-fi based, so everything is action-packed. You have robots, you have all these different things, flying cars within the game, whereas Zoe is more fantasy based, where you have your knights, you have your dragons, you have orcs, and all these other different things put together. They did a really good job merging both genres together and allow you to jump back and forth within the genres and just really enjoy the story of sci-fi and then quickly jumping into the story of fantasy. Personally, I liked Zoe's storytelling better than I liked Mio's. Mio was more action-based, straight through, really no storytelling. Everything was just fast-paced, go, 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 fight these cyborgs, fight these big old bots and things like that. Whereas Zoe was more of a storyteller. Hers wasn't action based. There was certain parts that was a little fast, a little bit action based, but it was more of a story that it was telling. And I really enjoyed her story over Mio's. But Mio's equipment, the weapons that you use, the armor that you had, all those things, they were much cooler than what you got for Zoe's world. And she was more of a badass character versus Zoe. Personally, I chose Mio when we first started, and Abe started with Zoe. And there was a lot of times where he got upset because my character looked really cool, and his character was like, she's all right, she's okay. And there was moments where Zoe would do some cool things, but then she'll jump in and say a couple quirky words or do something really silly, and it's like, okay, your coolness just dropped down to like below -10 levels. But overall, the way they transition between the two genres, between the two worlds, it was really fun. I didn't really get bored of it. It was well made, and I truly enjoyed this game. Now, if you are thinking about getting this game as a single player, this is not going to be the game. One of our friends actually bought the game because we told him that it was a really good game. And his mind, he thought he was going to play a single player game. Turns out that you cannot play it single player at all. It is a co-op only game. You can play it online co-op and you could play local co-op. If you have somebody, a buddy that you're real good with, that you guys play together all the time and you guys understand each other and enjoy playing, then this is a game that I highly recommend for you to try out. Or even with your kids. I recommend personally any kid 10 years or older, this game will be good for. Mainly because some of the platforms, some of the areas can be a little bit difficult for somebody younger than 10 years old. So that's kind of what I recommend. But again, as a parent, it's up to you to decide if your child can handle the different platforms and the difficulty of this particular game.
Thanks, Jamie, for sharing that. I agree. I enjoyed this game a lot. Really enjoyed the times that we spent trolling each other in the game, messing each other up, figuring out new things overall, and exploring the environments that these games created. I did play with Zoe. Um, I thought she was a cool character. One of the things that I liked is that both characters brought their own lives into the story. We weren't just playing through different stories that they wrote, we were playing through parts of their lives as well. So even though Mio's side was more action, adventure, there was a lot going on, there was a lot of depth into her own personal side of things that really shone through and gave better insight to her as a character. And Zoe as well, you could really tell that the coolness that she lacked was really due to a lot of things that happened prior to her, that she was trying her best, but there was always something that was holding her back. And I really enjoyed the storytelling on both ends, not only in the gameplay itself and how the gameplay revealed things, but how the story intertwined not their own stories into who they are and how it affected everything. Another thing I really liked, the game actually plays well. Like it seriously plays well. If you died, it's your fault. You can't say I died because the game glitched. I died because something bad happened. Oh, the game is trolling me. Every death was I messed up. I jumped too early. I jumped too late. I decided to uh, mess up James. We died because I decided to throw something his way and mess him up. Anytime there's a death,
Yeah.
there's something involved in it.
Yeah,
So
and that's true. I like that. Like the game itself, yeah, it's a co-op game and you're having fun going back and forth, trying to complete each map or each board. But what really makes it fun, at least personally, is when you get to troll, right? When you're in there and you're just looking at, you're carrying, let's say, a bridge, right? You're carrying a bridge across, you're using your powers to carry the bridge across, and you know that if you stop using your powers, that bridge is going to collapse, and the one that's crossing the bridge, which would be Abe in this situation, he's going to fall to his death. And then you're there thinking, should I just let go of the button? Should I just let them fall?
every time he
Or should I go
every
ahead?
time I had to be so good at this game to dodge him and dodge the game at the same time.
But that's the fun part of it, right? You just
Yeah.
gotta throw each other.
Yeah.
All right.
So the game is absolutely fun on that aspect. It is absolutely precise. It's a clean made game. We were able to make it to a secret level called Laser Hell.
Oh dear. I've got a feeling this is going to be very, very, very hard.
We've rage quit that section about 40 times already, and we only played it 45 times. So it reminds you how awful it feels when you fail because of your gameplay. Not because the game is failing, but because you fail. So overall, is the game hard? No. The game is super easy. It's easy to go through. You play through it very quickly. Um, I thought it was too short, honestly. I could have done with
Agreed.
another 3 or 4 levels easily, but also it wasn't a short playthrough. I think we put about 40 hours into this game easily. So it's not horrifically short. It's just when you have a game so good and it ends, you kind of don't want it to end. And when all you have left is Laser Hell, you kind of don't want it to continue. So you're kind of stuck in that middle ground of not knowing what to do with the game. But overall, love the game tremendously. Let's go ahead and move on to the price. How much is this game and how much are you going to get out of it? Now, we're going to be talking about original price. We're not going to be talking about any deals that are going on or anything like that. We'll just talk about the price of the game and whether it makes sense in terms of what you're getting out of the game, the price that they put into the game. Jamie, take it away.
So one thing to take in mind with the price is you only need one game to play with your friend. So it doesn't matter who purchased the game. If you and your buddy want to play it, as long as one of you guys have it, the other one could play it pretty much for free. So you got a couple options here, right? The game itself costs $50 for the standard game. There is no deluxe edition. There is no downloadable content as of yet or anything like that that you could pay for. So it's $50 flat. You could go 50-50 on the game, or you could buy the game and then just play it with whoever you want. As long as one person owns the game, you are good to go. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty good deal. Most games nowadays cost between $70 to $80. This one is $30, $20, $30 cheaper, and you get to play with whoever you want to play with.
Yeah, I think what you get out of the game is probably worth a standard price for a game. Like a $60, $70 game, I would easily have paid it for this game without a problem. The content is there, the fun is there. I enjoyed it. I don't mind paying premium money for premium games. This felt like a premium game. It didn't feel like a cheap $50 game where things are missing or it's buggy or anything like that. Definitely the game is polished. It feels good. It plays well. Definitely worth the investment financially in it. Even though EA doesn't have the best track record right now, they knocked it out of the park with this one.
I agree. For $50, there's as unless you're thinking of playing a single player game, if you have somebody to play with, $50 is well worth the game. I enjoyed it so much. I think it's worth paying the standard $70 for this game. But I'm glad that they had it at that really nice $50 price.
We're going to finish off with investment in time. At the end of the day, is this game worth it in your time? We both love the game. We both think the price is right. It works well. He would pay ridiculous $70. That's crazy. I don't think I would pay $70 for it. That's wild, man. Take it back a notch. 60 would be
Well, if you
where I
go
would
50,
be at.
if you go 50-50, that's $35 each. So
I mean, we didn't go 50-50. No, I'm playing. Uh, yeah, the game is definitely worth financially, and it's worth it in terms of fun. We love it. Is it worth it in terms of time? Are you going to be able to play this game? This is where I think I'm going to have a different take than Jamie, and this is where it gets a little bit different on my end. I loved it. I don't think this game is worth it in time. At least not for a dad in my situation. Not for a dad like our friend who ended up buying the game, who can't play the game at this point. And, we've tried to get online with him. We've tried to play it with him. And he's just never available when we are. We're not available when he is. Or he can't find someone to play with. And so what ends up happening is you find yourself in a situation, at least on my end, where getting scheduled to play with someone becomes an investment in time, where it's almost like a job. When Destiny came out for the first time, my wife was pregnant, and I wasn't used to what a pregnant wife would look like. I wasn't used to what a parent's life would be, and I just played the game so hard that I was at the expense of her, and so I had to learn, like, okay, cool, I'm not single anymore. I'm not just married with someone who, we can live kind of separately. She needs my help. I have to be responsible. I don't have all the time in the world to play video games anymore. This is one where it can feel like it becomes a job, because if you don't get on to play, then the other person can't play. And if they made the sacrifice, you're feeling inside like, oh crap, I messed it up, man. That person's going to be mad at me. My bad, guys. I couldn't make it on. You kind of feel like you let someone down. And games that put that pressure of having you feel like you're letting someone down because you're a dad, it always makes me iffy in terms of investment in time. Now, there are good groups of friends that you may have. So let's say you got a group of friends that every night you guys are on playing, Call of Duty or something else, and you have that consistency where you can communicate with them and you're always playing with them for more than an hour at a time, because if you don't have an hour, it's not worth it. Then yeah, I think this game is great. You'll find someone to play with. You're going to love it. But if you're the type where you go on and if someone's on, you'll play with them, but if not, then you're just going to play whatever single player or even multiplayer game, just doing it on the solo end of it. If that's the lifestyle that you have, I don't think this game is going to be worth it for you. You're going to love the game that you can't play. And that's not something that makes sense for a lot of people. Now, just having talked with Jamie, I'm pretty sure he's got a completely different take on it. But it's because we're not at the same stage as dads. My kids are young. His kids are about a bit older. Jamie, where are you at on this game? What is your investment in time with this one?
Listen, I agree with what you said 100%. I agree. If you do not have somebody that you could take the time and play a minimum an hour, it doesn't have to be every single day, but you need to take a minimum an hour of gameplay to really enjoy this game. It could be once a week, every couple days, whatever it is, whatever your time allows. But you need to have yourself and someone else dedicated to actually play the game. This is not a single player game, it is a co-op game. So there is that issue of trying to make time with your friend to actually play the game. And if it's anything less than an hour of time that you have, it's really not worth it. Go play a couple games of Call of Duty or Fortnite and just call it a day, because Split Fiction, you would not be able to get far with it or truly enjoy it for that matter. In my case, I do have teenage kids and young adults, so it makes it a little bit easier because I have various different people that those kids right now, their life is high school, right? The young adults, their life is starting college and things like that. They have more time. So the time that I have off, I can play with them if they want to play this game or not. And they tend to play this game together. So I have the ability, the flexibility, especially with my job as well, to be able to play this game with them when they want to play it. But again, you need to dedicate time to this game. If you feel like you cannot dedicate that time, then it's like Abdias said, it is not worth getting. It's not worth investing your time on it, because time is precious, right? But if you do have that little bit of time, or that you and your friend or you and your kids can take 1 hour, 2 hours every other day, week, or whatever it is to play it, and you're going to invest on that time to play it together, then definitely worth getting it.
All right. So there we go. At least for me, a definite must play as long as you're honest with yourself and you can play. But if you can't play, avoid it like the plague. We love this game. We think it's worth it for everyone to play. I think the stories are phenomenal. The gameplay is great. But at the same time, if you just can't play, then you just can't play. And why spend money on something you're not going to be able to spend time on? The other thing I think as well is it is an action adventure game. If all you play is COD, please don't go to this game. You're going to be like, man, it's you're not going to enjoy it as much as someone who's done platforming games or action adventure games. It's like playing Super Mario 64 if you grew up in that generation. But it requires you to be Mario and Luigi, but you only have the Mario. You're not going to really enjoy it. But if you grew up only playing Madden games or GoldenEye, and you've never played Mario, you're not going to just magically love Mario games. You're not just a good story doesn't supersede genre-specific gameplay. So that's my take. That's how I see the game. Definitely enjoy it and want it to be something that other people can enjoy as well. But I'm going to pass it to you, Jamie. I want you to just go ahead, finalize your thoughts, give us your seal of approval, and then we'll leave it to you.
Yeah, the game is fantastic. The story is great. I really enjoyed it. If you have that individual, whether it's your kids or a good friend, or your spouse, even your spouse, if you have somebody that you could play this game with, and I highly recommend it. You are going to enjoy it. And just like Abe said, if you're just a Call of Duty person or a Fortnite person or those type of genres, then maybe you should stay away from this one. You're not gonna get the full enjoyment out of it. But if you like different genres, if you like playing fantasy games, if you like playing sci-fi games, you also like, Call of Duty and Fortnite, and if you're well diverse in various different games, then this is one that you should definitely try. If you like action adventure games, this is also one that you definitely, I highly recommend that you try.
Thank you guys for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe. Of course, leave any comments so that we can keep going forward. If you have any ideas of games to review in the future or any comments you guys want to make, feel free to leave comments on that end. We do check the comments out, and we look forward to not only hearing from you guys, but giving you guys reviews as parents, as dads, on what we have coming next. Have a great one.
Goodbye.